When I made my tier list for dating sites to meet girls on, I didn't think of one important fact, and that was the fact that my viewers are all going to be RuneScape players and Genshin players. And if you don't know this already, if you're a RuneScape player or a Gacha game player, that's pretty much an avoid sign for women. So my viewer base is full of people who've never talked to women in their lives. So even though I gave them the tools to meet women, then it was like they were being thrown out to the wolves because they have no idea what to do. So I wanted to fix that by making a guide to dating and how not only you can meet girls more effectively IRL, but also what to do in the dates to make sure you don't just fall flat on your face or get scammed. One thing I hated about dating advice, and this applies to my own tier list as well, is that people assume that you're gonna be able to get girls wherever you go. So they give advice like, oh, you should meet girls in a place where you have a mutual interest in. And I can see why that seems like good advice on the surface, but in reality, it's actually kind of bad because it's like you have to think about it this way. Guys are usually on the losing side of dating. So you have to like make sure that you have every advantage possible. And if you're just going to a place where you think, oh, I can meet a girl that's similar to me here, that's not really gonna work unless you're super attractive. Like, yeah, if you're some middle class white guy and you're looking for black girls, you can just go to Africa, for example. But like for most normal people in situations, you can't really think that way, and you have to think from the perspective of if a girl wanted to meet a guy like me, where would she try looking for me? So if you're Asian, where do you go to meet girls? Of course, the local K-pop or anime store. If you're black, where do you go to meet girls that are into black guys? You go to the ghetto. If you're white, you go to the KKK rally. Okay, so you've met the girl, you're being swarmed by women who just want you, and now you got to think about like where do you want to go? And there's three main things to think about here. You want to pick a spot that's super advantageous for you, for your goals on the date, that sets the mood for what you want to set up, either it's a hookup or a relationship or whatever. Pick something that matches that and that you think you're going to have fun in. The second thing to think about is that a lot of girls are on there to just scam guys for free dinner. So you don't want her to be able to pick where she wants to go because she'll just pick some super expensive restaurant. I mean, if she does that anyway, it's kind of a red flag so you should probably avoid. But just don't give them the option in general. And then third, I think that if you start leaving things open to girls, then they'll get bored because like they don't want to make the decisions. A lot of them have a lot of guys swarming them and asking them on dates and stuff like that. So if you can't make decisions for them, they're just gonna get bored and let someone else take the lead. So you got to take the lead for her. So a lot of people want to take their dates to a public place or some kind of party or something because it's something you go to anyways. You're gonna have fun. There's gonna be a lot to do. But I really recommend avoiding this, especially if you're watching my videos, because chances are you're not going to get along with the normies at those places. And you're just going to make everything awkward. Like, if you go to a party, this is what's going to happen. So, I'd say avoid parties, avoid any kind of social situation. Just make some time for some romantic alone time with a girl. And my favorite place to do this, it sounds crazy, but it's McDonald's. McDonald's is my favorite place in the world. So, why McDonald's? Well, restaurants in general have an issue where it's like you might not be able to talk too loudly. McDonald's doesn't care. Restaurants have an issue where you need to take time to eat your food. Who cares? Everyone loves chicken nuggets. No one hates chicken nuggets. If they hate chicken nuggets, they're horrible. You don't want to be with them anyways. And chicken nuggets are nice because you don't need any utensils. You don't need to give tips. All you have to do is eat the nugget, and you can make time for conversation between chicken nuggets. Like, it's a super simple break point for a conversation between the nuggets. They're shareable too if you want to pay for the date. That makes it super affordable. And best of all, like I said, if you're suspicious about the girl making you pay for food, then what you gotta do is you pull up to one of the counters, make sure she's on a different counter than you, and then, pretty easy. You can pay for the food separately. So to sum up all the advantages of McDonald's, it's super cheap. They don't care about you being loud. You can pay separately. They're shareable. There's good breakpoints in between nuggets for you to talk. And you can also make sure that you don't pay for her food if you're suspicious about her making you buy her food. Although, yes, I know I'm going to get this comment. It's not a good starting point for a relationship if you have that many red flags before you even go out. Physical contact is super important for dates. And you need to be able to gauge how comfortable they are with like your presence and you touching them. Because it's like, if they still have personal space issues around you, it means they're not really comfortable around you. And it changes how you're going to approach the end of the date. The end of the date is also really important because you want to leave it on a really high note to make her want to go out with you again. I feel like this might be my weeby side talking, or maybe the fact that I date a lot of weeby girls, but I think indirect kissing is a good metric of how comfortable they are around you and how much they would like not mind you physically touching them or kissing them at the end of the date. It's complicated though, because like you have to make sure the body language matches, because not everyone cares about indirect kissing. And I feel like the best way to gauge this sort of thing, it's super overpowered. It's the McFlurry on the menus, and to a lesser extent the milkshake and the soft drinks. Now the problem with the drinks is that they are so different, and you can't really guarantee you like the same drinks, so you might not be drinking from the same bottle. Milkshakes are a bit better for that, but I still feel like straws are less personal than the spoon, because the spoon on the McFlurry is just this super overpowered item that everyone should be building on every date, because it's like not only do you have that indirect kiss where it's like more mouth to mouth, if you can say that, because it's like you put the entire like spoon tip in the mouth compared to like just the tip of the straw where it's like you're just sucking on it with your lip. But you also have like this option where you can take the spoon and like sort of feed your date the McFlurry. Like the McFlurry is just like this super overpowered item that like I think it's secret overpowered, and like I don't know how it's not been nerfed yet in the dating meta. So all this is important for establishing how comfortable they are with you. Because you don't want to kiss a girl that's just like absolutely disgusted about you. That's like gonna make your date go horribly. And I feel like these are good tests of how comfortable they are around you, especially like if they're touching you back at this date, like on your shoulder, or like holding your hand or something like that. That's a great sign. And likewise, on the inverse, you don't want to be leaving a girl hanging. Like if she's expecting you to do something, like she wants to hook up or kiss or whatever, and you just give her a hug or a high five, you're never seeing her again. Like she's just gonna talk to some other guy that's more interesting. You ruined it. It's doomed at that point. So I hope this guide helps, and it helps you avoid awkward situations, helps you improve your dating life. I don't want to call it like some life coaching stuff, but it does seem like that. I did want to make some generally helpful advice, and I really do hope it helps. The new Attack on Titan episode is out now, so I'm gonna go watch that. I'm so excited for the anime original ending. But thanks for watching my video. See you guys next time.